You live up here?
Yeah, me and my dad. He's not even here a whole lot, so I pretty much just do whatever I want.
I think the biggest question that went unanswered in the movie Luca was, who the heck is Alberto's father? It's never revealed in the movie, but we sure do talk about him a lot. And who is the other parent? Who is his mother? That's never revealed, and she is never spoken of. Why? And if you're expecting to get an answer in this video, you're not gonna get one because I have no idea who his mother is. But we do know this, is that one of his parents has to be a sea monster. And if you've seen my last video on Luca, then you know who I believe his father to be. So if his father is Massimo, then his mother must be a sea monster. Now, wait just a second. If you haven't seen my theory on Luca, then you should probably watch it because right now you're probably really confused as to why I think Massimo, of all people is Alberto's father. So go watch it, and if you've watched it and don't remember it, then I'll review a little bit in this video. But I thought this video was necessary because there was a lot of confused people in the comments, so I should probably clear some of the questions that y'all have up in this video. I did not say that correctly. I should probably clear up some of the questions that y'all have from that last video and add more to the theory on this video. But just because Alberto is a sea monster doesn't necessarily mean that both his parents have to be sea monsters. One can be a human, and this can be proven by the fact that Alberto wears clothing similar to those in this town. And that is the nearest town closest to this island. So his father must be from around there. And I mean, we know not all sea monsters have this type of clothing. I mean, when Luca comes out of the water, he is clearly not from the land. So I think that proves that he has at least one human parent. This theory actually came to be when Alberto and Luca were on the top of the building looking at the stars, and Alberto says that he touched the moon once and it felt like a fish, which reminded me of the short La Luna where there's a kid, a grandfather, and a father, and the kid touches the moon and there's a whole bunch of stars on the moon, and I guess they look and feel like scales. So maybe that's what Alberto was reminded of, and his brain is like, his memory is a little foggy, and so he remembers that. But the thing that struck out to me in this short is the father. Looks a lot like Giulia's father, Massimo. So the only difference being that this guy has 2 arms and Massimo only has 1 arm. But I'll explain that in a bit. So I came to the conclusion of, oh my god, Alberto is this kid and Massimo is this man. And to be honest, they both kind of look alike. I mean, they both have the brown curly hair, they both have bushy eyebrows, they have a pear-shaped face, a smaller forehead and a wider chin, they have similar ears, they have similar noses, they have bushy eyebrows. I mean, they are very similar to each other. Oh, and they both have freckles. And the thing that just made it clear to me that they knew each other at some point before the movie's events occurred is the hat. In the short La Luna, this father figure gives the hat off to this little kid. The same hat that Massimo has in the movie. And the same hat that Massimo also gives to Alberto in the movie. A lot of people were also confused on the mother aspect. There's not just one mother. Alberto and Giulia do not have the same mother. They have the same father, but not the same mother. They have 2 different mothers. And the thing is, Alberto is 14 years old and Giulia is 13 years old. Very similar in age. And that being said, Massimo was pretty much with 2 women at the same time. That's probably why Massimo and Giulia's mother got a divorce, because Massimo was unfaithful with a sea monster apparently. And the reason why Alberto was abandoned was not to leave him there to die, it was to give him a chance to survive from a town obsessed with hunting down sea monsters. It is only after the town accepts the sea monsters and accepts to learn each other's differences that Massimo lets Alberto stay with him. From then on, Massimo naturally takes on the father figure of Alberto. And Alberto definitely does see him as a father figure as well, as we can see in the end credits of Luca and in the short Ciao Alberto, judging by the fact that Alberto literally calls him dad in the film.
Just let me go, Dad!
One other little hint that Massimo is in fact Alberto's father and they are in fact the people in this short is at the end of the end credits, something I completely missed in the first video. At the end of the end credits, we see the silhouette of a boat, 2 people on it, and they are in front of the moon. Don't you think that signifies something? Something like a short? Something like a short called La Luna? Now to the arm thing, because it's true. In La Luna, he has 2 arms, and in Luca, he only has 1, and he says that he's been that way since birth. Although he does say that it was eaten by a sea monster, but then he plays it off as a joke. Now, was the joke simply just a joke, or was he joking about joking? The world may never know. No, but seriously, I think there's a much logical explanation to this whole dilemma. Now, really think about this. In the events of La Luna, they literally ride up to the moon, climb a ladder, and they reach the moon. That's not very logical. That's not very realistic.
Silencio, Bruno.
I mean, yeah, I guess sea monsters are not very realistic either, but I think sea monsters are much more realistic than climbing a ladder to get to the moon. I mean, we haven't explored the ocean all that much, but I'm pretty sure you can only get to the moon through using very technological advanced equipment, not a ladder. So, La Luna seems more to me like a bedtime story for a little kid, which is probably what I think it is, honestly. Perhaps Massimo was telling his sweet little boy a bedtime story about how this family went off on a boat to try and reach the moon. And once they did, they carried out the simple task of sweeping the stars on the moon so that the moon can appear to have a different shape, the shape of a crescent, explaining why the moon has different shapes throughout the month to his kid. This is a simple story. This is more of a bedtime story than it is an actual event. So maybe that's what Alberto remembers, and since he was a kid, maybe it's a fuzzy memory and he thinks that the bedtime story was actually real. That he actually did touch the moon once when he didn't. And that would explain why Massimo in this story has 2 arms, just because it was a simple story and not real life. But another theory could be that maybe perhaps it wasn't a bedtime story, but it was a dream of Alberto's once as a kid. And now that he is a little older, he believes the story to be, the dream to be a real life event that actually happened to him. But in reality, it was just a dream. And in his dream, his father had 2 arms and not just 1. Explaining yet again why the 2 characters are similar but not exactly the same.